This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, December 27th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tragic news out of North County. On Christmas night at approximately 7:45, Anne Arundel County Police responded to 100 East, just west of Oakwood Road in Glen Burnie, for a crash involving multiple pedestrians. A Volkswagen was eastbound on Maryland 100, and a small group of pedestrians were attempting to cross the limited access highway in front of Hospital Drive. The Volkswagen did strike two of the pedestrians, and one of them was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The other was sent to shock trauma and is currently in serious condition. Stephen Carlise, 17, of Glen Burnie, was fatally injured, and a 15-year-old female, also of Glen Burnie, is the one that is in serious condition at shock trauma. The VW that struck the group did stop at the scene. There was no indication of any excessive speed or alcohol use by the driver. And that car was actually operated by a 30-year-old woman from Glen Burnie as well. We don't know exactly what he will say, but we have a suspicion. County Executive Pittman has called a press conference this morning at 11 a.m. at the Arundel Center to discuss the future and the past of the 287G program, which is the ICE Detention Center program. You want to make sure you check back with eyeonannapolis.net a little bit later on this morning. We will have a full transcript and recording of that press conference and the announcement. My suspicion is that he's going to turn around and formally cancel that program. A new study says that Maryland is one of the worst states in the United States for drivers. They ranked 45 among, obviously, 50 states, largely due to high driving cost, low driving quality, and unsafe driving conditions. The average auto insurance premium in Maryland is $1,439. 25% of the roads in the state are listed as poor condition. The average commute is 30 minutes. And all told, we scored 18.25 total points. The top of the list was 41 points, and that was North Dakota. If you're interested, North Dakota has a $1,086 average insurance premium, 17.5 average of commute time, 10% of their roads are in poor condition. And bringing up the bottom of the list at number 50, that would be California. No big surprise there. There was an interesting article in the Baltimore Business Journal about retail trends to watch in 2019. And I just thought this was kind of fascinating. But you've got blurred lines between online and brick and mortar stores. They cited that Amazon, with their purchase of Whole Foods and their establishment of the Amazon Go cashierless stores in Seattle, as well as their bookstores, which are actually physical bookstores as opposed to the online bookstores. Going the opposite way, you've got Walmart, which has now purchased Art.com as well as Jet.com to expand their online presence. Another thing to look for is voice-activated shopping. Between Amazon and Google and their voice-activated devices, there are 27 million of them in the United States. 29% of those 27 million already shop using the devices, and 41% said they expect to use them for shopping in the future. Another trend is stores with no merchandise. Sounds kind of bizarre, but Nordstrom has tested a store in California with just 3,000 square feet where shoppers can come in and sample items. Then they go to Nordstrom, the real store, or go online and purchase them. And the final thing they're talking about is more investment in employees. They're seeing that employees are moving from a salesperson to a consultant or an expert in their particular field. Stores are starting to evolve, and in a tight job market, they have to be competitive, and notably, Starbucks and Best Buys have both upped their employee benefits. I love when Google puts out their results from a year about the top search items. Top searched item for Google was World Cup. The rest of the top 10 was heavy in deaths. You had Mac Miller, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, and Stan Lee were up in the top 10, and rounding that out was the Mega Millions result. If you look in the top 10 news searches, some of them overlap there, but they also included election results, the Kavanaugh confirmation, and the royal wedding. And I thought it was kind of funny if you look on the how-to searches, which you start out your Google search with how-to, and the number one search was how to vote. I am scared. The second one was how to register to vote. Third one was how to play Mega Millions. And there was a very confusing one that I don't understand at all. So if anybody understands what it is, send me an email at info@eyeonannapolis.net. I might have a prize for you. The number 10 how to search for Google last year was how to get boogie down emote. Not even quite sure what that means. Hey, if you like burritos and you like Chipotle, Chipotle has the first ever Chipotle free delivery bowl. Yes, it's going on now right during bowl season through January 7th, and they will offer free home delivery in the area on any order worth $10 or more. You can order it through DoorDash, the Chipotle mobile app, or online at chipotle.com. You don't need a code for that, and it goes through January 7th. And if that's not enough, this is really pretty cool. They're going to surprise an entire row of people at the Military Bowl on the 31st, and they're going to give them free delivery of Chipotle for an entire year. So if you're a Chipotle fan, pretty cool deal. That is about it for the top news. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. And I know we are going to have that update on County Executive Stuart Pittman. Please recommend us to your friends and colleagues as we would appreciate that. And give us a rating if you're someplace where you can do that. Check out our link in the top of the show notes so you can find out all the different ways to connect with us. And because it's Thursday, we have your Annapolis Makerspace Makers Minutes with Trevor. And coming up right now, George Young with your local DMV weather forecast.
Imagine your child saying,
"Guess what I learned in school today?"
At St. Andrews, it happens every day. We asked Emma and Lawson why.
We grow winter greens in our garden to make smoothies. Second graders are the chicken checkers, and our 8th graders take care of our goats.
Our classes are the perfect size, which means we get to know each other well. And our teachers know us. They're great. Visit St. Andrews Day School's open house on Friday, January 18th from 9 to 11 a.m.
Or call 410-266-0952 for a tour.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and here's your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, December 27th. The next several days of weather will be a bit of a back-and-forth process for the region. Today will be a carbon copy of yesterday with temps in the 20s and 30s to start, before highs of 45 to 50 later this afternoon, with plenty of sunshine throughout the day and light winds again in the skies above Annapolis and all of Anne Arundel County. Then rain is expected to move in very late tonight or in the early morning hours of Friday, with clouds and periods of rain likely to last throughout much of the day as highs climb into the upper 50s or even lower 60s as 1 to 2 inches of total rain falls across the area. Then after a nice day on Saturday with a fair amount of sun and temps in the 50s, more rain is likely on Sunday with highs in the 40s. And if you're headed out to the Cincinnati Virginia Tech Military Bowl football game on Monday at noon here in Annapolis, we think overall it's going to be a solid December day on the whole for a great football game between two very good teams, despite a chance for a little more clouds and rain in the Annapolis region. But stay tuned for updates on this event as we get a little closer in time to game time. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to download our free weather app on all of your devices by searching for DC MDVA Weather in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, or follow us on Facebook or Twitter or on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
There is a diamond of diamonds. It's from De Beers. Only 14 diamond tears in the world can touch them. Its name, Forevermark. And Zachary's is the only jeweler in the Annapolis area that has it. Not only is it beautiful and rare, it has a story, supporting women in diamond-producing areas around the world. So when you give a Forevermark diamond, you don't just give, you give back. Zachary's and Forevermark, a jeweler and a jewel. Online at zacharysjewelers.com.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Makers Minute, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. I hope everyone's having a great holiday season. Most of the places doing lights displays still have them up through this weekend, including the lights on the bay out at Sandy Point State Park. The gardens down in London Town have added an extra night for you to see their illuminated London Town. And along with the Military Bowl coming up, West Annapolis is having a Miracle on Annapolis Street on Sunday, which will feature food trucks, beer tents, games, activities, and also the Budweiser Clydesdales will be there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And of course the holiday season concludes with New Year's Eve, and downtown Annapolis has a great party going on. So head down there for music and dancing. They'll even have kids' activities including face painting, obstacle course, and moon bounces. And of course don't miss the fireworks at midnight. Now through Sunday, Art Farm in Annapolis has their kids' winter break art workshops. Tomorrow up in Ellicott City, the Benjamin Banneker Museum and Park has their Sleepy Moon Campfire. Warm up by the campfire on a dark night, listen to sky stories, and hunt for the Milky Way and constellations. Be sure to dress warmly, but hot beverages are provided as well. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today at Rivera Beach is 3D Doodle. You can create unique 3D doodles using a 3D pen, similar to what 3D printers have but in pen format. Also today in Linthicum is a Build and Play Day, building with Legos. And Wednesday in Linthicum is their chess club. At Greenbelt Makerspace this week, tomorrow they have their weekly Fermentation Fans meetup. On Saturday is Junior Makers. Monday is Drop-In Genealogy. And Wednesday is for Fiber fans. And a reminder, because Monday is New Year's Eve, Annapolis Makerspace is skipping our normal weekly woodworking night. There may be somebody there, but it's not guaranteed. Tonight will still be a great night for electronics, and that's where I'll be, just like every Thursday night in Annapolis Makerspace on Renard Court. You can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.